And welcome back to Let's Play Xenogears. Elly is being left behind. She is in Nysen, taking care of all the mutated people. And Faye and the other heroes are going to the Eldredge, the gigantic ship that crashed in the very beginning of the game, and seeing what's inside of it. Because really they have no frickin' idea what the Gazel Ministry is up to. Which, look at that. His pocket watch is still sitting there. That is terribly sad, isn't it? Makes me wonder how it managed to survive that collapse and explosion. Okay, we are inside the Eldredge, or I don't know, whatever the hell they call it. And we are going to be greeted by, let's just say, a hostile thing. Air of intimidation. You may actually recognize this monster from the intro to the game.
Base code 85 million. 100 million. Its speed is overwhelming.
Remember that thing? This is the same monster. It's always been on the ship and has been waiting for somebody to show up. Now this monster is named Deus. And you see a very unusual thing they have to do while fighting this thing. You attack it and it heals itself for much more than you could manage to do in damage. Now, that changes your strategy. What can you do to fight this thing? Well, fortunately, one of its methods of attacking is to take away half the HP of everything, including itself. Fortunately, its normal damage output is not extremely good. However, there is a bit of a problem. Here, look at this. It took away half its HP. There is a little bit of a problem with this monster. And it had nothing to do with the actual game, it had to do with the emulator I was using. It crashed. The game crashed over and over and over again. I played this battle 20 times, it must have been, because it would occasionally just stop running. It drove me insane. But if you're playing this on a regular PlayStation like I should be doing right now, then it's a relatively easy battle. All you have to do is wait, charging and making sure you heal your gears when they get damaged. It's a short battle, and you'll be restored afterwards, so you don't have to worry about wasting fuel. Oh look, it froze. So, I'm going to reload the game and continue on and do this battle again. So, Maria got hurt again. So we go and charge. Booster. Repair Maria's gear. And oh look, it's going to attack. Some pretty cool looking attacks that it does do, especially like that one. Make sure you heal. And then when the time comes, when it's brought its HP down low enough, you deal a lot of damage to it at once. You throw Veltal in the system id, and then unleash one of your powerful attacks on it, and BAM! It'll die. Oh, look, it froze again. That's happening a bunch of times. Instead of screwing around and showing that happening over and over again, I'm just going to cut right to the end. And I'm going to take Deus down. Now, its HP is low enough, so all I have to do is wail on it a little bit with System Mid, and that's what I'm going to do. Dead! And Deus is dead. Unfortunately, my emulator is not capable of decoding this video very well. Rest assured this was pretty cool looking video when played on a real PlayStation. Now, it's called Yah-Beth, the Interplanetary Invasion Weapon System. I'm assuming that Yah-Beth is a mistranslation of Yahweh, the name of God in the Abrahamic religions. Well, this is just not any good. Now we're going to have another battle with Grahf. This time, he's going to be in his gear Alpha Veltal. Now this is an enormously powerful gear. He will dish out damage like it's going out of style. I'm going to break it to you. This is a scripted battle. You're intended to lose this one. However, it is possible to win. And if you have a certain item equipped, you can get a rather useful item out of this. Unfortunately, I made a bit of a mistake, and I brought Maria along, and her gear is not fully upgraded. It's not capable of doing enough damage to Grahf, and I don't have the proper items equipped on any of the 3 characters. And given that I don't have a save game close enough to get those items, and the fact that I had such a difficult time getting through the last fight because of all the bugs and errors, I said the hell with it. And I did the best I could fighting this thing, but I got my ass kicked. Now you can win this battle, and if you want to win this battle, these are the tactics that you should use. Obviously you're going to have Faye there, but also bring Bard. And spam Wild Smile on Grahf. It lowers his accuracy and just keep doing over and over and over again. I'm not sure how that stacks, but this is really what you want to do. And for your 3rd character, you can either bring Maria to deal a lot of damage, which she's not doing here, or you could bring Billy, and have Billy use the Jesse cannon over and over again. Now, that's not really going to do a lot of damage unless you equip the items, the Ether Doublers, on Billy. Now, you can get those earlier in the game. I didn't, so I don't have that advantage. So I didn't bring Billy. Also, you're going to want to make sure you have the item, the Trader's card, equipped on one of your characters, doesn't matter which. And that will make sure that you get a nice item out of Grahf when you defeat him. Now, once you have that set up, just spam Wild Smile on Grahf with Bart, spam Jesse Cannon on Grahf with Billy, and when you, with Faye, use System Id and just use the most powerful attacks you can. And make sure all characters have Booster on. For your first shot with Bart, use Wild Smile, then throw Booster in his second chance, or during his second attack, and then keep doing it after that. Also note that his Fireball attack is an Ether attack, so it's not dependent on his accuracy to actually hit you. So, when even if you use Wild Smile on Grahf well enough that he misses every normal attack, his Fireball attack will still do heavy damage. So what you want to do is forego regular armor, at least to some extent, and use Ether armor. The Ether armor plus 3, I think, is the best you can get at this point in the game. It gives you plus 200 Ether armor, and that is pretty good at mitigating the damage of his Fireball. And you use Wild Smile to make sure his regular attacks are going to miss you, and it'll be a relatively easy fight. Unfortunately, since I didn't do any of those preparations, he's going to just kick the crap out of me. Now you look at Grahf's gear and you wonder, where did he get that thing? Honestly, no one really knows, but it is an Omni gear. Grahf does have an Omni gear, a very powerful one. And the fact that it is probably one of the most powerful gears in the game. Now it makes you wonder, what's the deal with this? Why is Grahf so powerful? We know Grahf and Faye are, in a certain manner of speaking, the same person. They both... Grahf used to be known as Lacan, and Lacan died, or something along those lines, because Faye was born. He was reincarnated as Faye. However, Grahf still lives. So he somehow died, but didn't die. He's still alive. Here he is, not dead. So that gives this really weird scenario where he's actually fighting his reincarnation. However, Grahf is a lot more powerful than Faye is. And Faye, back when he was known as Id, used to work with Grahf. Now, whether Grahf was more powerful than Id, I kinda doubt it. But their powers are obviously very similar, and they're similar people. It's a really screwed up thing, and I'm going to get into that later. But we've lost this battle, so we're going to continue on with the story, and whether you win the fight or not, this is going to happen. Because it's scripted. Well, now we figure it out. Grahf, being Lacan, wants to get back into his original body, in the reincarnated body of his original self, which is Faye. However, Carillion, which has some degree of control over Grahf, is stopping him from doing it right now. And we're going to move on, but we're going to move on in the next episode, so come back for that one and see how they get out of this horrible mess they just stumbled into.